doing some winter camping. Got myself a sort of a do-it-yourself hot tent, tarp tent, A-frame tarp with an exhaust port that I made so my chimney can stick out. And I got the front here partially blocked off. The doors are not quite working the way I want them to, so they're a little half-assed. The other side's blocked off, better looking than this side, but even that's not that great. I also got my grand trunk hammock right here. So, and I just had a power nap in it not too long ago, so now I'm just getting some firewood prepared so I can keep it in the side of the inside the tent. Let's get a more close-up look. So there's my backpack and my sled. I kept my sleeping bag, my tent, and my wood stove and some food in there. I also got my little shovel. I got my little leather pouch for my flint and steel on my belt. I got these extra holes here made so that way I can attach it to the tree and that way I can leave it there. I had my bush knife on it earlier, but I took it off. So I'll give you a quick little inside look at my insides here. So that little opening on the left side there, I've been using that opening to put firewood inside. Got a little bit of gear there. Got my reflective blanket there. I got the orange, that's the Static V insulated sleeping pad. I got my Canadian Army bivy bag and my sleeping bags inside of that. There's my kni-co Trekker wood burning stove. That thing really kicked ass last night. It really provided a lot of the warmth for me. I'll bring it around to the other side. Oh, by the way, this is the main camp area. Everybody's over there. There's another teepee style tent right there. And on the other side of it, there's this wigwam style tent there too. It belongs to somebody else. I love this hammock. This thing is really great for relaxation. This is a grand trunk. This is a single hammock, 400-pound capacity. It's roughly about 10 or so feet long, 5 feet wide. So this is the other side here of my little tarp tent. So there was a big opening here, so I piled a lot of snow there to block out that opening, but it's still a little crack there. My exhaust port, my little exhaust port here is made out of galvanized steel. 2 sheets of galvanized steel, one on the outside, one on the inside, and there's those wire ties that are holding it together. And so far it seems to be working out just nicely. I used it last night and it's been working very, very well. It kept me warm, did the job just nicely. And there's my terrible knot tying skills right there. Normally I'm very good with it, but I was in such a huge hurry last night, just trying to get everything together. So after I leave here tomorrow and go home, I'm going to add a whole bunch of grommet holes, you know, all the way up and down this end and that end, and to my door here, so that way I can tie it up better, because right there I'm just using duct tape. I'm going to come around the tree here. So I'm just using this little opening right here to put some firewood through. Let's see if we can get my camera in there. Yeah, there we go. So I got my SRK knife there next to the glow stick. That's what little bit of firewood I have so far. There's my sleeping bag. I've been using my backpack as a pillow. Love this stove. I'm so glad I got this at Bass Pro Boxing Day sale. So that's really all that's in here. I'm gonna have to test this out in my backyard after I do the modifications to the tarp later on. The tarp size is a 9 by 12. 9 is going lengthwise, and then there's 6 feet and 6 feet. That's what I basically wanted. I wanted this to be at least somewhat decently high. I didn't want it to be too long. So I decided to put 9 feet as the lengthwise, and that was doing pretty well for me. Firewood, then having my had the firewood, then my backpack, then my sleeping system going straight on through. So there's another campsite set up right there. Somebody has his hammock there, and the rest of the guys are over there at the primary campsite area. It's a bushcrafting camp. There's the wigwam and somebody's dog there. There's nothing inside of it. It's just somebody sleeping inside of there. It's just they don't have a exhaust for a fire just yet. So, but this teepee is pretty cool. I slept decently good. Probably in 1 hour intervals, give or take. Just constantly feeding the fire. Well, not constantly, but putting in a bunch of blocks in, letting it warm up the tent, and then despite the holes, it still warmed up my whole body pretty well. But overall, it was still a very good night. I fill up the wood stove for a while, go to sleep for about an hour, and then I wake up and either I'd have to restock the fire, or I'd have to restart the fire altogether, or just restock it. Either way. I brought 10 stakes with me, but the ground is too frozen, so I've got all these sticks and branches partially buried, using them as anchors. I got one over there, one here. The rest of this just buried in snow. I've got 1, 2, and 3. There's a fourth one that's just buried, and they're holding up really nicely as well. So that's my camping experience for tonight, or sorry, last night and for tonight. I love this thing.